Hello, friends! So, Bible study. NIV John, chapter 15. In this, we're going to do two separate videos. This one will be 1 through 17. And the next one we'll do 18 through 27. Because it's two separate parables. I'm going to try to keep them per parable because I think that's more digestible. This particular parable is the vine and the branches. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. I love gardening, so I love this one. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit. Well, every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. I find that to be very true. And that is really basically what's supposed to be happening. We have to get ourselves into the heavenly vibration if we wish to go to heaven. So every part of our personality or any way that we react to a situation, anything that we're doing that's not consistent with the love vibration is something that needs to all stop. That will keep you out of heaven. Because you got to match their vibration. They're not changing the vibration of heaven for you. You're changing you for the vibration of heaven. That's where all the good stuff is anyway. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. Yeah, coming in and out of vibration is a waste of time. You're not going to get to heaven if you're slipping back down into like hell vibration. Like, I don't know why I know it's hard, right? I know it's hard because trying to always do the right thing, that's very stressful. Nobody can always do the right thing. And it's not always so gratifying doing what it is he wants you to do. Because we are used to a certain amount of the world of ego, and that's just, the world says you're allowed to have an ego. But there's a difference between self-esteem and ego, with just life path number 1 stuff. Then it's hard. It's the most basic of the things, so you have to try to keep the balance. It can be very difficult. I get that. But coming in on a vibration is a waste of time. No branch can bear fruit by itself. That is actually very much so true. You need the pollen that goes through the air from the different, from the trees, other trees like that in the area to make it so that fruit-bearing trees will grow more. It's called cross-pollination. It's actually true in science. It must remain in the vine, yeah. It has to, without being attached to the vine, it doesn't get nutrients. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. You got to, if you want rewards, you got to stay in the heaven vibration, okay? I am the vine and you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit, okay? Apart from me, you can do nothing, right? I can only do what God permits me to do. Same for everybody else on earth, right? That's the rule of law. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up and thrown into the fire and burned. Yeah, they're kindling. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. Well, this is because if you're remaining in the heaven vibration, you don't want things that harm others. We are not supposed to want things that hurt other people on purpose. And this is a very big distinction and thing. And this is where you're going to find the difference between what he's saying and that of, say, like a monarchy. Because when you get into that Mel Brooks, and I love Mel Brooks, so don't get me wrong, I'm not coming for him or anything, but he uses this turn of phrase that just, in that instance, says everything about our society as a whole and what we're viewing as the reason to have power at all. He uses the phrase, it's good to be the king. And he does it like that because he's roaming around humping whatever he wants. And it's treason. You can't say no to the king. If you say no to the king, no matter what gender you are and what sexual preferences you have, if you've got a monarchy and that king wants to, then you got to say yes. Because if you don't, it'll cost you your life. Now, he's not supposed to want to force people. He's not supposed to want to rape. But that's really what we're saying when we say it's good to be the king. It means you can do whatever you want, all the brutality you can think of to someone, and there are no consequences. That's what it's good to be the king is. And that's the difference between this and that. Staying in the heaven vibration does not mean there are no consequences for your actions. It means if you're in the heaven vibration, you don't want to hurt people in the first place. Why do you want to hurt people at all? If that's why you want power, you don't deserve power. This is to my Father's glory, that you will bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Because you want good things for other people, and that makes him happy. So he'll be happy to help you help people. And the more you have, the more you can help others, if you're of that mindset in the first place. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. And that's a blessing and a half. Now remain in my love. Stay in vibration. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love. Because he's only telling you to love other people and treat them with compassion, grace, and respect. So you will remain in the love by vibration, by showing love to others like he did. He was a healer. He was running around in these different towns, removing sin and healing people, transforming toxicity, and opening people's hearts. That's what he was doing. So, not everything else that came out of any religion or any religious wars. Those are not what he told people to do. He told people to be nice to each other, give each other grace, compassion, and respect, and love one another. Just as I have obeyed my Father's commands and remain in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. He has unconditionally loved, healed, and taught. That's what he did. Love each other as I have loved you. Be a light worker. Greater love has no one than this: he that lays down his life for his friends. Oh yeah, you're talking, yes, your first responders. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, and that would be the way that their society was set up. You need, for its first and foremost. Remember, their society is set up where the religious leaders are your law enforcement. They are your, building inspectors. They're your doctors. They're your everything. It's a one-stop shop. It's not separate and compartmentalized like we have it in today's society. So in their world, him being a rabbi, his word would be considered law. Except the Pharisees and the Sadducees don't like this guy. So that's the only reason it's not law in their world. But that would be the hierarchy. They would be his servants. Because a servant does not know his master's business. That's true. He just does as he's told. He's not allowed to ask questions, a servant. Instead, I have called you friends. For everything that I learned from my Father, I have made known to you. Like, I'm not keeping secrets. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will last pretty successfully, as Christianity definitely still exists, then then the Father will give you whatever you ask in my name. You'll be able to heal other people and do these miracles that I have done when you get yourself enough into heaven vibration. This is my command. Love each other. I don't think I need any other words.